if trauma causes you to overreact to every setback and use that setback to, and you internalize the setback and you use it to define you and to really invalidate your purpose, you're not going to get past the first 20 yards of the marathon. Because there are going to be those ups and downs. You're going to lose money. And so how you respond to that, it really comes down to the most important aspect of making money in business and investing, which is resilience. Do you have the ability to stick to it? And in fact, what's crazy is it's one thing to stick to something if you know eventually it's going to work out. You're like, oh, I know how this movie's going to end. It's going to end with me winning and surviving. Well, what if you're in a movie where you might actually die? Can you have resilience then? Like that's the hard. It's easy to stick to it. I think if you know eventually, oh, this is all an illusion. Eventually, it's gonna be okay. And the stock market's kind of like that. If you have a good diversified portfolio, historically, it is one of those movies where the hero always survives. There's been no 10 or 12-year period in American history where a person with a well-diversified portfolio who held on to their stocks and kept investing did not eventually make money. If you held and consistently invested, even as the market dipped, you always made money because the market always recovered. So that's an easy movie. But other movies don't always end so well. Like starting a business, that's an 80% failure rate, man. That's pretty big. That's pretty massive. So your odds of being in that 80% are pretty high. Are you ready for that? Are you about that life? Are you prepared for that? If you're not, then there's other ways to make money. But generally speaking, you have to kind of make a decision on like which life do you choose, and just know that whatever life you chose, it really is like getting married. Like if I choose to marry Alicia instead of marrying some other lady that might have wanted to marry me, um, I can't, every time I have a bad week with Alicia, I can't go and say, "Oh, well, let me go just be married to this lady over here. Let me go marry her for a while because that's better than marrying Alicia, right?" You can't do that. You marry the game. You pick the game, and you know that that's going to come with ups and downs, and you prepare yourself for that. All right. So anyway, let me keep going here. Yeah. So by the way, if you want to get the recording of last night's financial slumber party. The recording will be available later on today, and you can get free access actually to it if you wanted to join our financial slumber party club. And what I'll do is give you guys a link where you can do a free trial in the club. I'm gonna find that coupon code and I'll put it in the chat in case you guys wanna join us. They're really so much fun. It's really just a creative way to learn finances. Like one of the things I always think about is like, what are some ways we can learn about money and wealth without it being scary and intimidating? I don't know why you'd be scared of money because money is money's wonderful when you figure it out. But a lot of times, I know that even the word finance, I didn't even know this. Even the word finance is intimidating. I heard somebody she was an influencer, and she said, "Well, I want to talk about money, but I don't want to intimidate my audience, so I won't use a fancy word like finance." And I was like, "That's a fancy word? Holy shit, that's crazy." So, so that was weird to me. I was like, the word finance is scary, but yeah, you got finance, your romance, no romance without finance. So was a romance without finance is a nuisance or something, right? So I thought everybody used the word finance, but apparently people get scared of it, I guess. I don't know, but don't be scared of the money now. You can't be scared of the good stuff, girl. Anyway, so there is the link if you guys want to go and try out the Financial Slumber Party Club. And the recording will be available later on tonight. Now, let me give you a couple things I want to give you. I want to give you three things you should never do with your paycheck. Um, just if you want to be financially stable.